Hola, welcome to episode 3 of Being Bielsa. If you've missed the first couple episodes, make sure you go and check them out first. I've had a rather good start to this Leeds United save. I actually managed to replicate Bielsa in the first 5 games. I won 4 and drew 1 of them. And I've just won my 5th league game of the season. We're still unbeaten, plus 7 goal difference, 16 points, 2 ahead of second place Stoke, 4 ahead of third place Sheffield Wednesday. We're having a fine old time. However, I must admit, we've probably taken on some of the weaker teams in this division. And I would say today's game against Aston Villa away from home is probably our first real test. Really big match against Villa today. But yeah, things have gone really well. If you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen some updates. As a really loud lorry just interrupts me. Disgraceful. I did post a few things, for example, just talking about how my tactic has developed. Posted a goal. Bloody hell. Now car alarm's going off. Every time I sit down to record, it was so quiet. And then suddenly... So since the last episode, we've managed to also get through to the third round of the Carabao Cup. We started that off with a first round win against Coventry City, 2-1. Patrick Bamford started. I put out a second string team and he managed to score 2 goals, which put us through. He then came off the bench to enable us to beat Hull City 3-1. 2 goals from him and Jack Harrison coming off the bench too. Super subs. And it made me think perhaps I need to start Bamford. Roof has been quite poor. His average ratings have not been good. So I have started Bamford in the league since then. Although, strangely, he hasn't actually scored since then. I can't seem to get the striker to score, prolifically anyway. We beat Rotherham thanks to 2 late goals from substitutes Jack Harrison and Lewis Baker. I mean, we get scoring so many goals from our subs. And then a 0-0 draw against Bristol City at home. Bit of a disappointing result, but it's better than a defeat. Then a 2-1 win against Barnsley in the Carabao Cup second round. Roof started this one and he scored. Lewis Baker also scored. He scored a few goals. Scored 2 goals. Not a few, 2 goals. Click then got the winner against Birmingham. And this was when we really impressed. I just want to show... I did post this on Twitter. But if I just show you a few things. We really did dominate in this particular fixture. 23 shots to their 7. We didn't have as much possession, and that's because I've changed the instructions slightly, and I think it actually suits the Bielsa style even more. But we created 5 clear-cut chances and 4 half chances. It's just a shame that Bamford and then Roof, who came off the bench, both kept missing opportunities, because we obviously created loads of opportunities, and it's been much better than previous games. However, the strikers just couldn't stick them in the back of the net. It's a little bit frustrating. And then a 2-1 win against Blackburn Rovers. Click with a decent goal from a well built up team play. We could have won this 3-1. Hernandez missed a penalty. We're just not quite taking advantage of our dominance. 64% possession, 21 shots, but he only scored 2 goals. And they scored a goal in the second half to make things a little bit interesting. But Jack Harrison's goal was quite special. Really good volley. He had to come in for this much because Alioski actually has picked up a 6 to 7 week injury, which is a bit of a blow. However, he's not done a huge amount. Jack Harrison has scored 3 goals for me in the league. He's my top goal scorer in the league this season. So perhaps it's not the end of the world that Alioski picked up a knock. But have a look at this goal. It's a really good volley. Bamford with the assist. Boom! Great strike from Jack Harrison on loan from Manchester City. I like this lad. And perhaps he's not playing. I don't know if he's playing for Leeds or coming off the bench for Leeds in real life. But what would Bielsa do? You have to just think, like, Alioski's injured. I brought in a player. He's playing really well. Surely he would keep his place. Bielsa, he can be quite harsh, but he's also fair at the same time, isn't he? You know, he's strict but fair, I think. So overall, it's been very successful. There's still room for improvement. If we look at the tactics, I have changed things a little bit. First of all, instructions-wise, I've actually turned off retain possession, which you might think is a bit strange, but his tactic isn't necessarily about holding on to possession at all costs. His tactic is kind of the opposite, if anything. It's all about short passing and but sort of taking a risk with those short passes. If you've seen highlights of Leeds goals or if you've watched the matches, you'll notice that they pass it out from the back, but they're quite risky with their short passing. They're not taking the easy option. They're doing little triangles, quite often forward passes, and they're moving the ball quickly, it's not necessarily about holding on to retaining possession at all costs. Retaining possession at all costs, you'll pass it backwards to the goalkeeper, you'll pass it sideways to the player who's open and in an easy position, rather than passing it forwards to a player that might be being man-marked, but you're passing it to him and then he's passing it sideways to someone else. And it's kind of dangerous play. So that's why I've turned retained possession off. We do have roam from positions on because I think that's quite important. The players are moving around freely and obviously being more expressive with that short passing. I've selected play up defence. Now, one of the top comments on the last episode was I should be playing... he suggested a few things. I've taken a few things on board. However, I don't think Leeds play ball-playing defenders. And that might sound strange because obviously they're passing it around a lot. However, ball-playing defenders, you have to understand the role in Football Manager. You might not realise this, but ball-playing defenders almost act like defensive playmakers. So think of Mats Hummels, for example, who plays long balls, defence splitting balls. He often creates chances from the back. I don't think the Leeds centre-backs are doing that. They're passing it short. They can be quite risky short passes, but they're not hitting long balls. So what I have done is we've got them on normal defensive duty, but obviously with the team instructions on, they're passing it short. They're playing out of defence, but not... Play out of defence doesn't mean hitting it long up the pitch. It just means playing it short out of the defence. So hopefully that... I think that's what I understand that to be. I've seen people on Twitter talk about this. There's someone called Cleon who you might know on Twitter, who's Football Manager genius, but he often talks about you can't really play ball. You can't play the team instruction, play out defence, and ball playing defenders. They just contradict each other. Which it might sound strange, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, that's that little discussion over. I'm also playing complete wing backs because people have been saying that the Leeds players basically play as wing backs rather than full backs. I did have them on full back attack, so they were bombing up. But I don't want the players to play here because I think that's too far forwards. Looking at this website called Soccerway, it shows the tactics that each team are playing. And they're actually playing a 4-1-4-1 with, obviously, the tactics shows these two players withdrawn. But because they're on support duty, they essentially are midfielders. In defence, they're dropping back. But in attack, they're a bit more advanced forwards, which is why I think it should be like this. It kind of looks like a 4-3-3 in a way. But it's quite strange because without the ball... Phillips drops back because he's a halfback, which is what's happening in real life. He is playing essentially as a halfback, which means he's obviously a defence midfielder, but without the ball, was it with the ball? One or the other, or possibly both. He drops back, collects the ball from the defence, then sets up play. I'm actually getting Peacock Farrell to roll or pass the ball out to Phillips in that position to then start attacks. He might then put it out wide to the fullbacks who are getting forwards, or you might look for the central midfielders. I think that's quite a good tactic to employ. So those are the changes I've made. I think that's everything. Someone did comment on the fact that I've got a Mazzala here, plus a complete wing-back and a winger. So we're kind of overloading this side of the pitch, which I think Bielsa does. He likes to overload at certain parts of the pitch. He does like the players to get it wide, but it's still short passing. They're just using the full length of the pitch or width of the pitch, trying to almost make the opposition team tired because they're running around all over the place trying to close down. That's my thoughts anyway. I've also changed Pablo Hernandez to being an inside forward because he's not really working as a winger, and I think he is kind of cutting in a bit, and it will allow Ayling to overlap a bit more easily. So let's get on with today's match then. I was trying to find some, the big 3D cinema glasses. I used to have quite a few, but I think I've chucked them all away. Basically because who watches 3D films these days? The only glasses I have are some glasses from when I was 17, but they're just not right. I don't really like Bielsa with them, so they're not going to do. As you can see, Aston Villa favourites for this match. Every game we play away from home, the opposition are favourites. Even against Birmingham City, who are predicted to finish towards the bottom of the table, they are favourites as well. Oh, I'm thirsty. Need some H2O. Oh, before I forget, I did give a shout out to my friend Tom in the first episode, but his girlfriend wants a shout out now. So hi Jess, or Jeff as Tom calls him. Poor girl. There you go. Hope you're happy now. Big Leeds fans. I think Jess is a bigger Leeds fan than Tom now, from what I've heard. Villa are going with the same formation as us then. El Mohammadi out wide. Grealish on the left. He's a danger man. One of the players predicted to win Player of the Season in the Championship. And Scott Hogan up front. striker who I know West Ham were linked with at one point. Bielsa, the Icelandic Viking. I love this guy. Look at him. He's the definition of masculinity. They've got a decent team, but I've got to fancy my chances. My system's been good. I'm hoping what the hell are you switching off for, guys? Oh, that's rectified the situation brilliantly. What? Why? How bizarre is that? How bizarre? That is just weird. Football Manager, what are you playing at, my friend? Okay, here we go then. Hopefully we can hold on to our unbeaten run, but this is, like I said, our first real challenge. I'm still going with the same sort of... I've changed it to control as well. People were saying I should go control rather than attacking. It seems to have worked. So yeah, but we might have to go attacking if we need to sort of really go for it a bit. As Bamford has an opportunity here to run at the defence. He's got no support, so he goes for the long-range effort. He just puts it wide. I thought it was going well wide, but it wasn't too far past the post in the end. Apparently we should encourage my players to try direct passing. No, short passing is the way to go. Even away from home, we're going with the Bielsa system. I know Calvin Phillips has been played out of position. You've told me every bloody match. Nothing happened. This is boring. I thought this was going to be an exciting game between two decent championship teams. Al Mohammedi. By the way, Barry Douglas, he's not actually done that well. Oh no! Oh! Peacock Farrell makes up for his initial spill with a good save, actually. Now Saiz into Click. Out wide to Jack Harrison. In the place of Alioski once again today. Charging forwards. Still going is young Jack. Puts it in. Whew. Really almost caught the keeper out there. So it's been a pretty boring first half. But Aston... What are you doing, Peacock? Where were you? What were you... Oh, mate. I don't understand what he was trying to do. Peacock Farrell's missed interception. What was he doing? Look, why is he here? Oh dear. 6.3 as a result. I mean, I know he's not the best goalkeeper in the world, according to the game. I don't think he's amazing in real life. When I actually searched his name on Twitter, there were quite a few Leeds fans saying he needs to be replaced by Blackburn a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know if he might be their weak link, but I'm going to assertively say I need better, lads. We're going to lose our first game of the season here if this continues. I'm actually going to go to attacking. Saiz is knackered. To be fair, I've pretty much played the same 11 apart from injuries and Roof and Bamford for the entire season, apart from Carabao Cup games, of course. And it has this position in particular. Saiz, attacking, advanced playmaker, running up and down. You know, he has to have a lot of energy, and he's already on 74%. But we've got Lewis Baker to come on, and he's been excellent, I must say. If it wasn't for real life and Bielsa playing these players, I probably would have gone with Lewis Baker. But remember, what would Bielsa do? If a player's playing really well, then, you know, I have to give him a chance, don't I? But this is just not happening for us today. They're just completely nullifying us. It might be because we're away from home. You know, it's always a bit harder on the game to play away from home. But the players are playing really poorly today. I'm going to bring Baker on for Saiz. I might have to go for mixed passing or something like that, because literally nothing is happening. We're going to go mixed passing. Dallas on, maybe, for Pablo Hernandez. Jack Harrison's not played well today. You'll also notice I've gone with Janssen and Cooper now that they're both fully fit, which I think is probably what Bielsa do when they're both available. That's what people have been saying to me anyway. I'm going to go with Dallas. Maybe we'll have to go attacking with these two guys. See if that makes a difference. Half an hour to get back into this game. I'm going to shout some encouragement to the lads. Aston Villa on the attack with Grealish here. Back to Jedinak. Into Bjarnason. That's a nice ball through, but good interception by Phillips. Now Janssen. This is where we can build from the back. Click into Harrison. Harrison does well. He's got support of Lewis Baker now. Lewis Baker. Nice ball over the top for Dallas. Dallas. Harrison. He's got another goal. Another goal. Excellent stuff. It was just a little bit of assertiveness there from Baker to decide to, rather than play a short ball, he's gone for a lovely through ball over the top. I don't know if Leeds are doing this sort of thing. Leeds fans, are you? Are you attempting those sort of balls at times, or is it really just short passing up to the box? I don't know, but Harrison gets his 4th goal of the season, I think. He's been a revelation back in this game. Now, can we get another? Here's Bamford back to Douglas. Into the path of Calvin Phillips. Into Douglas' path again. Tries to cross it but fails. Now it's Baker. Baker, Bamford. Nice play. Dallas! Oh, what a goal! Stuart Dallas off the bench. My substitutes. They just... I mean, Baker's gone off the bench to get a lovely through... It wasn't an assist, but yes. In fact, Dallas has got an assist and a goal, hasn't he? Since coming off the bench. This is magnificent. What a turnaround. Just a couple of changes in team instructions. Couple of substitutions to freshen the legs. And it's worked wonders. It really has. I'm actually going to go down to standard team instructions now. But we'll continue to go for this. That's the Bielsa way. We're not going to hold up just yet. We've got one more sub to make. We're 76 minutes on the clock. Here come Aston Villa. Douglas intercepts really well. Click. Long ball looking for Dallas. He's really changed this game. Dallas at pace. Running down the right. Crosses it in. Bamford. Oh, the keeper manages to grab it. Thumped up the pitch. Good header away by Cooper, but here comes Pennington for Villa now. The right back. Where's he going? It's into El Mohammadi. That's a nice ball down the line. Cooper does well. What the hell was that back pass? Oh, bloody hell. What was that? Two basic mistakes at the... we're going to go back to attacking. I can't believe that Peacock Farrell with a complete cock-up for the first goal. And then Cooper with a ridiculous back pass. How's Peacock Farrell meant to control that at shoulder height? Oh my. Blah. And once again, Douglas having a poor game. I don't know how to get the best out of him. It's just not working for him. Should we bring Roof on? Give him an opportunity to try and grab a goal? A draw is okay. Away from home, like I said, a point is brilliant. Especially against a team like Aston Villa. I was worried this could be a problem for my tactic, and I don't think it has been. It really has just been two mistakes. A goal from a free kick for them and Peacock Farrell completely missing the ball, and then a bit of a cock up from Cooper has resulted in this draw. Otherwise we'd have won it with those two really good goals in the second half. So I'm not too disappointed, and we stay unbeaten. That's the main thing. Cooper actually gets a 7 somehow, so perhaps the game didn't think it was his mistake, but the 3D match representation made it look like he'd done this stupid back pass. It was him, wasn't it? Great stuff from Dallas. We need to praise him. Let's go for that one. Yeah, he's pleased. Sometimes when you say those things, the players get angry with you. I don't understand why, but they do. So after 7 games, 5 wins, 2 draws, 17 points. Harrison's actually joint goals. Joint top goal scorer. Magnificent stuff from him. I am surprised. I'm surprised how well he's doing. But I'm not going to complain. Sheffield Wednesday average ratings, what are they on? They're beasting it, but they're still 4 points behind me. So, next few games, Ipswich, Stoke, Brentford, Sheffield Wednesday, Wigan. I'm going to show the Swansea game, newly relegated team. We've got Stoke in the Carabao Cup. We've also got Stoke in the league, of course, because they're in the Championship now. So yeah, I think I'll show the Swansea game. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video. A few people have been saying, can I do 2 matches per episode? I will at some point. I'm just going to get some short episodes out the way. First of all, I am going away on a holiday as well. So probably when I'm back from my holiday, I'll have time to kind of edit longer videos, if that makes sense. But until next time, enjoy Football Manager. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you very soon.